राजसा परिकीर्तिता रागी कर्म फल प्रेप्सु लुब्धो हिंसात्मको शुचि हर्ष शोकान्वितः कर्ता राजस परिकीर्तिता रागी कर्म फल प्रेप्सु लुब्धो हिंसात्मको शुचि हर्ष शोकान्वितः कर्ता राजस परिकीर्तिता. Anybody else would like to chant?
I'll try, Prabhuji. Ragi karma phala prepsur lubdho himsatmako suchi harsha shokan vita karta rajasa parikirtita.
Very good.
रागी कर्म फल प्रेप्सुर लुब्धो हिंसात्मको शुचिः हर्ष शोकान्वितः कर्ता राजसः परिकीर्तितः.
रागी कर
Sorry, go ahead.
रागी कर्म फलो प्रेप्सुर लब्धो हिंसात्मको शुचि हो हर्षो शोकान भीता हो कर्ता राजोषा हो परिकृतिता हो.
Okay, let's hear.
रागी कर्म फल प्रेप्सुर लुब्धो हिंसात्मको शुचि हर्ष शोकान्वितः कर्ता राजसः परिकीर्तितः.
Synonyms: Ragi, very much attached. Karma phala, the fruit of the work. Prepsu, desiring. Lubdha, greedy. Himsha atmaka, always envious. Asuchi, unclean. Harsa sokanvitaha, subject to joy and sorrow. Karta, such a worker. Rajasha, in the mode of passion. Parikirtita is declared. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The worker who is attached to work and the fruits of work, desiring to enjoy those fruits, and who is greedy, always envious, impure, and moved by joy and sorrow, is said to be in the mode of passion. Right. Purport. A person is too much attached to a certain kind of work or to the result. Because he has too much attachment for materialism or hearth and home, wife and children. Such a person has no desire for higher elevation in life. He is simply concerned with making this world as materially comfortable as possible. He is generally very greedy, and he thinks that anything attained by him is permanent and never to be lost. Such a person is envious of others and prepared to do anything wrong for sense gratification. Therefore, such a person is unclean, and he does not care whether his earning is pure or impure. He is very happy if his work is successful, and very much distressed when his work is not successful. Such is the worker in the mode of passion. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurmitanyena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manabhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayamrupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Sijata Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathavitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radhakanto Namastate Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Bhayaiva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhayo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Ragi karma phala prepsu lubdo himsatmako asuchi harsha sokanvita karta rajasha parikirtita. The worker who is attached to fruit and the fruits of work, desiring to enjoy those fruits and who is greedy, always envious, impure and moved by joy and sorrow is said to be in the mode of passion. So in this section, we see that how different modes, right? um, Different modes people act, how the modes are influencing the activities, influencing knowledge, influencing the performer. It's like the modes controls all activities, right? And we see then in previous verses you heard about knowledge in goodness, passion, ignorance, activities in goodness, passion, ignorance, and now is a performer, a worker in goodness, passion, ignorance. Especially this word stresses on the worker in mode of passion, right? And that's how this entire section is divided into this Jnana Yoga part of it, where um, how the modes control all activities. There are three modes. Trivi gunamai bhai evim saramidam jagatam mohitam navijanati mamebhyam paravayam. The Lord creates these modes. Trivi gunamai, right? Right? That He has divided this material nature into mode of goodness, three modes of nature, right? Material goodness, material passion, and material mode of ignorance. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Inexhaustible. Three modes of nature, right? So, in that bewilderment, that person who is working in mode of passion is his qualities are mentioned in this particular words. He's too attached, right? He's too attached to the work and the fruits of work, right? Um, in the second chapter, contents of Gita summarized 247, we hear Karmaniva adhikariste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetubu ma te sango astu karmanihi. Right? That one should perform one's duty. Right? One should perform one's duty. but not be attached to the results, because the results are not dependent on him, right? Uh, so, but the person who is in mode of passion, uh, he completely, his desire is to enjoy the fruits of his activities and be situated in sense gratification, right? Because he wants to lord it over material nature, right? That exploit material nature for his own sense gratification. He is always greedy to acquire more, 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 and is envious, impure, and moved by joy and sorrow, right? Moved by joy and sorrow. When his senses are satisfied, he is joyful. When his senses are not satisfied, he is in sorrow. That's the nature of a person completely influenced by the mode of passion. And left and right, we'll see people mostly influenced by mode of passion and further in mode of ignorance, right? Has no inclination towards God or spiritual topics. They just want to work day and night like cats and dogs. Early in the morning, go to work, right? Um, Even while going to work, always being in mode of passion, that how I can hear this music or that music, which can make me more engrossed in material sense gratification, right? These are the qualities of a karmi, a person completely influenced in the mode of passion, right? And further ignorance, mode of it, passion, ignorance. He's attached to the fruits of his activities, and when those fruits comes nicely, he feels happiness, joy. Otherwise, sorrowful that I didn't get that promotion or that promotion or that promotion. And he's envious. Envious means he will always think of how the others do not advance, right? And uh, my advancement, no, uh, there is no obstacles in that particular path. That's what in envy, he kind of starts putting people down and is always greedy of the results. And that's why he wants more and more. He is never satisfied with what he has. Right? Never satisfied. That's the person in the mode of passion. Right? And that's why we see activities of performed in mode of passion by the performer or by the worker. What are the qualities of that worker? Right? Okay. Are there any discussions on this particular topic?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandat Pranam, all glory to Srila Prabhupada. Very nice class, Prabhuji. So, very interesting topic. I mean, this is a situation which I think everyone faces when we interact with the outside world.
Yes.
So the question is, what should be a devotee stand? I mean, say, as aspiring devotee stand for if he comes across any close acquaintances who of similar of who has this kind of tendencies and who are by malpractices or cheating or some way or the other so much into sense and gratification and gaining collecting wealth, so much into accumulating wealth. So, and they come and talk big and flash their wealth like in situations. And how should a devotee act to those situations in front of others?
Brahma bhuta prasanatmana sochati na kangsati sama sarveshu bhuteshu madalav bhakti labhate param. Right? Devotee should act on the Brahma bhuta platform. Na sochati na kangsati sama sarveshu bhuteshu. Not thinking. No. If he sees somebody completely engrossed in mode of passion and ignorance, right? Have compassion towards them. Have compassion towards them. Srila Prabhupada, when he was in London, UK, he was invited by this Beatles group, especially in Prabhupada Dharmata, it mentions about this. George Harrison was very attached to Srila Prabhupada. But then his companion, what was his name? His wife's name was Yoko Ono, and he invited Srila Prabhupada to their home. And in their home, he had this huge frame of Yoko Ono, his wife, almost naked, right? Completely absorbed in sense gratification. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada had compassion. Right. Not that, now he walked out or something. Had compassion towards them. So that should be the mood of the devotee. That the whole world. He can see ahara nidra bhayamaitunam. Right. Eating, sleeping, mating and defending. That's what the whole world is caring about. Though on a human platform of life, they need to inquire about dharma. But how many people inquire about dharma? Right? Hardly, it's few. Otherwise, they are completely absorbed in sense gratification. So, we should have compassion towards them. We should give them an opportunity. If somebody is drowning in the ocean, right? What should be our duty if we see people drowning in the ocean? Throw a ring, like a lifeguard, to see if he wants to grab. But you cannot force him to grab. Right? You cannot force him to grab. So you need to figure out different ways by which ultimately he realizes that, hey, I need to grab this particular ring. Or let me at least try. How come this person does not think about money? How come this person is not attached to money, attached to sense gratification, attached to any vices? Right? Let me also try. Right? So that's how a devotee should act. A devotee should act. Just like a lotus flower. It grows, right? Stays in this muddy environment. But is not affected by the mud. Iha yasya haridasya karmana manasya gira nikalasu api avastasu jivan mukta suchyate. Self-realized soul, though with his mind, body and words, he may be involved in material activities, but he is detached. Right, he is detached. Right? So when we also work in this environment, amidst um, many mode of passion and ignorance, no, we should remain unattached, right, as much as possible. In the corporate ladder, many will be envious and greedy, try to pull you down, right? Be unattached, not get too much affected by that. Knowing very well that, hey, that's material world. So these are the symptoms of people in the mode of passion ignorance. They are greedy. They will not like to talk about themselves. They like to talk about how you are not suitable and he is very suitable. Right? Let your work talk. Right? Is that okay? Chetan?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Thank you. Very nice. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Any other discussion?
Hare Krishna Madhupati Prabhuji. Dharma Pranam. Prabhuji, I want to ask one thing. Like you just mentioned that about the ignorance and passion.
Yeah.
And we see the corporate world. I'm just telling you the few days incident in the bank, how the leaders they are thinking and they are encouraging, like at the technology point of view, they are encouraging, expecting everybody or do this, do this, do this. And they are encouraging everybody to come in the mode of passion. So if being a devotee, if we try to avoid it, then we are jobless. If we are not into that race, then we are going out. If we are in that race, then are affecting our consciousness. So how to maintain that, though we don't want to that because we know this is the work is not more worth, but to survive or to stay, we have to do that.
Yeah.
So how to understand that in that the context project?
Yeah. So as devotees, now, as I mentioned in the previous question also is, one should be detached. Corporate world is like that, right? Corporate world will be always like that. Where you will see people with more of passion, ignorance, trying to drag you down left and right. In that condition also, how do we remain detached? Right? That's art like now. If our needs are minimal, right? And now we focus on our work. Just imagine, Mr. Arjuna as a Kshatriya was performing his Kshatriya duties unhindered amidst all these other corrupt Kshatriyas. Right. We were trying all different means to put him down. Right. All different means to drive them away. The Pandavas were driven away. Though no, they acquired, they converted this Khandav Prastha into Indraprastha by their activities and depending upon the Supreme Lord. But when everything was gone, no, they did not become like, oh, now what? And did not fall into depression. They accepted the condition. Right? They accepted the condition. Lord Ramachandra, when he sent on the day of him being accepted as the prince, he was sent for 14 years in exile. Right? He accepted that. Lovingly accepted that. Okay. So similarly, a devotee, should, when he is practicing bhakti, automatically vairagya vidya nija bhakti yoga happens. Automatically detachment takes place. So now do your work in this corporate world without being attached to it. Right? And if we are sincerely working, the recognition will come if Krishna wants us to be recognized. Right? Otherwise, no. If we get pushed around and Krishna doesn't want us to work, accept that condition. A devotee, is not suffering from undereating. If at all they are suffering, they are suffering from overeating. You come to the temple every day, there will be prasadam. Right? There will be prasadam. So one should not get too affected by the condition that, if I don't do this, I'll be out. Person more of passion and ignorance will always try to sell their products, sell themselves. Now, if you are a salesman, a devotee salesman, okay, that's your occupation, then you may also have to sell your product. Do presentations, this, that, but by pure means, not by impure means. Not by impure means, by pure means. So, yeah. Here, Jay Prakash Prabhu is here. Hari, Hari. Jai. There you go.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hari Bol. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. रोटला जा पकड़ना शुक्रिया देवन लई जरा चाह
Hari Bolo. Yeah, is that all right, Jagdish Sima Prabhu?
Yeah, Prabhuji.
It's, again, when we say that, yeah, it's not an easy task, it's difficult, but at the same time, we have to do best. Right? We have to do best by being absorbed in whatever condition we are in Krishna consciousness. And do the best of the lost bargain. Right? The material world is, as such, is not fit for a gentleman to live in. Right? So, try your best. But wherever you create wonderful association, either at work, at other places, it will help you be more detached, not be affected. Okay, promotion won't come. Okay, it's not going to, you're not going to die because of that. Other promotions will come. In spiritual promotions will come. And you will feel more satisfied. Right? Material greed, material wealth does not bring happiness. Right? Does not bring happiness. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for a wonderful class. Prabhuji, related to that only, like in corporate world we are talking, but in family life, if one of the spouse is more materially inclined and we had to do because for their pleasure, right? Like let's see, watching movies and going to parties to non-devotees house and all that. But if we go and we get to do services because we are doing for his or her pleasure. So how should we take it? Like, does it offense, or
Mm.
how should we take, like, in our life?
Yeah, give our association, then at times taking the association. Sometimes it's a trade, right? Okay, I will come here, but no, it's you will have to take a step to the temple,
Hmm.
right? So sometimes a grahastha has to juggle, especially to keep their house peaceful,
Yeah.
right? So, okay, no, and then no, be more detached from the influences which you may get by taking that association of no, and getting
Conducive.
involved materially,
Mhm.
movies or this or that, and be no, take more association of devotees.
Yeah.
Take more
Yeah.
association of
Our
devotees. Take more association of hearing katha, right?
yeah. Yeah, miss, while doing that things, if we have that in mind, that mood is always like, even if we go to non-devotee's house in the party, but our mind is chanting inside and thinking like they should also get the mercy and all that
Yeah.
thinking. Okay, so will it help, Prabhuji? Like, even watching movies also, sometimes we see the things like it's related to Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and then we can relate and just tell kids, and like we just talk together. So if we had that mood and intention, so uh, will it make like it will degrade our bhakti, or uh, I don't know how to ask.
Well, we have to be careful, right? We have to be careful while taking all this association. That means we also don't, instead of transforming their lives, we don't get transformed to become, no, means becoming a materialist and right. So we should be careful.
Yeah.
But and that's why when we are exposed to all those things, uh, we should take more sangha, we should
Mm.
hear more, we
Yeah.
should chant our rounds nicely, so
Mhm.
that it provides us the ammunition
Mm. Yeah.
against, no, means fighting against all these wars, and or it provides no, it's like a kavach.
Mm.
That, no, means all these uh, weapons are bombarded no, means towards your senses.
Mm.
You do not get carried away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should have more association and engross more in the devotional service.
Yes.
That helps us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Very much.
Sachirani Mataji, I think you have a question.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Just 2 points. One is 1 point and one question to what Satyabhama Mataji was saying and what you mentioned just now. I was listening to a class by Gauranga Prabhu,
Mm-hmm.
and what he said was so, it hit me. He's saying Maya doesn't come once and takes you away. She comes like waves, you
Yeah.
know. So she lets you think you're in control, you're in control, you're in control. And then suddenly you get swept off like the
Yeah.
sea. So you have to be very careful.
Yeah.
So that something was which struck me as so true, right? So many times we say, "Ha, एक time जाएंगे तो क्या कुछ नहीं होएगा."
Yeah.
True, Mataji.
But
Yeah.
right, so we have to be very careful, and like Madhupati Prabhu said, we have to have a very strong base.
Yeah.
But sometimes keep our house peaceful and all that. We have to take some decisions, Mataji. Sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
Very difficult to stay in the neighborhood and different corporate world and all that, right? It's really
Yes. I totally
And-
agree, Mataji.
Yeah. And my
Sometimes, but
question
then we
to-
have to keep the ultimate goal in mind. That's what helps. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Sorry
Madhupati
to
Prabhu
interrupt.
said, the base has to be very strong. You know, we
Yes,
have to
yes,
keep the sangha
yeah.
and everything.
Yes.
that's the best of.
Look,
So my question to you, Madhupati Prabhu, was how does a devotee differentiate between being ambitious and being complacent? Do we just do what we are supposed to do and leave the rest to Krishna? Is that the best?
yeah, that's what the Karmanivadhikaris say, right? You carry out your duties, and do the results to Krishna. Now, while carrying out the duties, you try your best in carrying out those duties. Right? So, whatever endeavor you do, try your best in that. Arjuna, as a Kshatriya, tried his best, right?
Mm-hmm.
That he became a super archer, glorified in all three worlds, right? He tried his
Right.
best. So there is no harm. Um, if I am doing some activity, take some knowledge, then I go on practicing what norms. And in general, statistics will also show that our devotees outshine many others when they go into academics or when they go to jobs or this or that. So one should not be complacent from that angle,
Correct.
right? One should not be complacent from that angle. But at the same time, on the other hand, after putting all your endeavors, be detached. That hey, no, means I get a promotion, fine. If I don't get a promotion, fine.
Correct.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Amritananda Babu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhu, to Jagdish Sima Prabhu's question and your answer, as well as Satyabhama Mata and Shachirani's, I'm just taken back to Bhakti Charu Maharaj's instructions that he had given about, that meat eating thing, sir. So that has helped personally me a lot, and I apply it in so many other areas because I honestly don't think ambition and having a drive is anything negative. It can literally be used, and everything can be used in Krishna's service. So
Yeah.
tomorrow, if I'm being aggressive to get a particular position, the question is, what will I do with all the benefits of that position when I get it? That is what we have to figure out. And if I'm looking only for myself, then I'm just trapping myself. But if tomorrow I get a promotion, I get a raise, and today I'm giving $3,000-4,000 as donation, and I can make it $10,000 donation, with that attitude, then that becomes a devotional service, no? So ambition, things which are even in passion, can be dovetailed, and literally there are all these opportunities. Mataji says there is, because with family, to maintain peace or whatever, we have to do so-called karmi activities. But that also is an opportunity. One is for our own, how much we hanker for watching a movie or going for parties, and that will tell us kitna hai deep apna bhakti hai. And the other is what you said, is giving association to the people. If I, now I have a lovely house, how many programs am I going to hold over there and invite people over, and my neighbors, newcomers, whatever. So these are all, I think, my experience, Prabhuji and devotees, is it's how we look at something. Our mind is looking at it. So that same activity, we can make it akama or sakama. That same activity. It's just that, kiska fayda hota hai usme. So, yeah, nothing wrong with ambition. Nothing. Guru Maharaj had given this instruction: earn with integrity, spend with compassion. Earn with integrity and spend with compassion.
Yeah.
So,
And Sachirani Mataji had brought this nice point from Gauranga Prabhu about these waves, right? So that's where, again, the attention, the focus is more stressed on when especially we have all this association. We should be very, very careful. So that's the base this has to be very strong so that we don't get swept away, right? Otherwise, we may think that, oh, we are giving association, but a big wave may come and we ourselves get swept away by that. If our base is not that strong. So that's why, to keep our base always strong, association is very important. Hearing Krishna Katha is very important. Our strong sadhana is very important. Just like when you go to India, to meet our relatives and this and that, you have to ensure that our sadhana in the morning time is very strong. We hear Krishna Katha, whatever regulated service which we are performing, we perform, and then we go out to meet our relatives, to meet our, so that then we don't get swept away by meeting them. Because by meeting them, they're not going to talk only about Krishna. They're not, if they're not devotees, they'll talk about so many other things. Oh, like our neighbors. Yeah, if the neighbors don't know me as Krishna conscious person, then they will come, oh, your house is so nice. Oh, take this chocolate today. Oh, take that today. And then you will develop this thing about exchanging something. And they'll say, okay, today we will watch movie at your home. Tomorrow you come to my home to watch movie. Right. And we may think, yeah, it's nice. It's an opportunity for me to give Krishna. But if we don't give that Krishna, if we don't share that, then the chances that we might start thinking, the chances that we might get swept away. That we need to be very careful. But otherwise, no. Arjuna had ambition. Yes, as devotee, ambition is not bad by itself. But at what cost you get that ambition is that you don't want to climb on others' shoulder to get that ambition fulfilled. A materialist, the person more of passion, who is envious, won't mind climbing on others' shoulder to get that ambition fulfilled. That's why, as you mentioned, quoted Maharaj, that work has to be with integrity. Don't put others down to climb up the ladder. Right. In the corporate world, most of the time the talks are like that. It's okay, let me put this person down, and so that I can propel up. Yeah.
But Prabhu, at the same time, this corporate politics, I mean, a devotee has to be smart enough to know how politics is played, but don't play the game. I mean, you could
Yeah.
position yourself and maneuver yourself so you don't become someone's balika bakra.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, don't make someone else a balika bakra.
Yeah. That
Otherwise, we'll just get slapped around and pushed wherever.
yeah. So so he needs to be careful. Well, no, he needs to be smart. Work on our own smartness, but smartness that means we can present ourselves nicely, but not smartness of how I can outsmart him or put him down, like Balika Bakra, to become smart. No, means carry out the activity with integrity. Have wonderful presentation. Have spend time at your work. That people see, applaud the results which you bring from that work. And come tomorrow, the results are not there. No, it's okay. Just don't get too disheartened about it. Just see Krishna's mercy in that. Srila Prabhupada was a very successful businessman. And he had ambition. I want to be richer than the Tatas and Birlas. He had an ambition like that. And his business was growing. But when he started seeing reversals in his business, he accepted that as Krishna's mercy. Right? He accepted that as Krishna's mercy. So sometimes when we see that, we may have some ambition to get somewhere, and somewhere you start seeing reversals, you accept that as Krishna's mercy. That okay, you may have some plan, but Krishna may have some other plan for you. Yeah. So that's how ultimately we should accept that. So Prabhupada saw, it's okay, reversals are coming, things are going up, business suddenly started seeing losses. Okay, he accepted that. Yes, Prema Chaitanya.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes, just talking about the reversals. I mean, trying to understand also, and with senior devotees, that many times, they say it's good when the opportunity knocks your door, you should take it. And when you're working on something, the reversals come, results don't come up as expected. So that point, it's difficult to differentiate between if you really tried hard versus, it's not for you. So it's like you try to be more putting effort into it, maybe thinking, what did I do wrong? And, why am I not getting the results versus not accepting the reversals? So my question is like, when the reversals come, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the tendency could also be just the opposite, saying, maybe I'm not trying hard.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, moments when the reversals come, okay, so you can give it some other try. But when you have a steady flow of reversals coming, you may want to start thinking that Krishna may want something else from you. Right? But not at one reversal or two reversals, like you are trying to climb up, and instead of going up, you are going down. Just like a child, one time he falls down, he gets up and again tries to do some activity. But again and again, when you are falling down, try to think about that. Okay, no, Ms. Krishna may want something else from me. Right? Like a pujari is trying to put necklaces on the neck of the Lord, and no, she's putting multiple necklaces, and after multiple necklaces, the necklaces falls down. So initially, you don't think that okay, no, the Lord does not want the necklaces. You again try to put the necklaces. But if 2 or 3 times it goes on falling down, you try to understand that the Lord does not want it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Reversals, otherwise, yes, right. The reversals always come in life. But now, how we can absorb those reversals is very important as devotee. A materialist cannot absorb reversals. No, they will take shelter of intoxication or depression. Materialists cannot absorb it. As devotee of the Lord, no, means one has to be determined, and if, especially if the reversals are coming for Krishna's activities, right? Or you hear this pastime of the Juhu story, right? Lokanath
Yeah.
Maharaj has written a book, Giriraj Maharaj has written a book, Juhu story. So many reversals for spiritual activity. So many reversals. Srila Prabhupada was determined. No, at no cost I have to give up. Yeah.
Prabhuji, I just wanted to add something from personal experience regarding the career, like because I've experienced it. So the reversal, when it comes, it's hard to accept. But when you eventually accept and look at it as like, this is Krishna's will, then the gratification and the peace comes. And
Yeah.
not right away, but eventually, like what I realized after certain years is whatever happened was in my best interest. And like now I feel like I have the most gratifying job, though it's not very well paying, but I'm glad that I did not get that position at that time. But at that time I was very disappointed. But the peace came when I accepted it as Krishna's will.
Yeah.
And then the gratification is coming now, like that it couldn't have been better. So,
Yeah.
but it took a while for that gratification to come and that acceptance to come. No, acceptance came, but the gratification and the satisfaction eventually comes in. It might take a few days, a few years, whatever it is.
Yeah. Thank you, Madhuri. Yeah.
Agree with Mataji.
And another thing which I will add, that in a devotee's life, especially in a devotee's life, if you are thinking that in devotee's life there'll be means everything laid out, and no, because he's practicing devotional service, everything will become rosy. In fact, in devotee's life, there are much more trials and tribulations. Right?
Yes, so true. So true. Yes.
We see the Pandavas. uh, If we see the trials and tribulations of the Pandavas, we scratch our head. No, compared to that, no,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna.
right?
Krishna, Krishna. Sorry.
We have
Destiny.
nothing. Good? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock is past.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Dodi Prabhu. Wonderful class, wonderful discussions. Thank you, dear devotees, participating and engaging. This is called satsang. It purifies both the speaker, both the hearers, those who are asking questions in so many ways. Thank you so much. So we'll continue this every day. Please join without any fail. So let's just conclude, right? If there is nothing else, Madhupati.
Yeah, we don't have anything.
Probation system. All the assembled Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, Vancha Kalpatarupasya, Vidana Pavanebhyo, Vishnu ki Jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai, Prabhupada ki Jai, Gauri Vaishnava ki Jai, Guru Premanande.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare
Thank you, Madhupati Prabhu. Hare Krishna.